Long gone are the days of waiting to be seen in a doctor's office only to have that awkward conversation with your healthcare provider. Wisp gives you access to sexual and reproductive healthcare from the comfort of your home. Get treatment for BV, yeast infections, UTIs, and much more delivered directly to your home or ready for pickup at your local pharmacy in less than 3 hours. The best part? Wisp is discreet, convenient, and you don't need medical insurance to receive care or prescription medication. Visit us today at hellowisp.com.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for Season 17, Episode 5, titled RDR Live. My name's Joe Betance, and I am joined, as always, by one sesquipedalian co-host. From the podcast Bravo, Bravo, effing Bravo, please say...
I love penis.
To Mr. Nathan Patrick Brown. Hello, Nathan.
Hey, Joe. How are ya? I'm
doing very, very well. Thank you. Hello. We had a little bit of a technical issue that I completely blame on Zoom. I'm going to say.
Ugh.
Yeah. But we don't use Zoom. I had a Zoom call. Everyone's dying to know this. I had a Zoom call earlier this week and it made me fuck up all my sound settings. But we fixed it. Glad I found it out now. Anyway, Nathan Patrick Brown, as you know, we had, a lot of the people in the public feed don't know this. And maybe a lot of okay, actually, I'm going to get really nerdy here, okay? In fact, per club rules, I cannot actually mention this. So I will be vague, and then people who know, if you know, you'll know what I'm talking about. I belong to a certain private club in Los Angeles that gets mentioned frequently that I'm a member of this private club.
Mm-hmm.
This private club is always so full of fucking drama. Girl... So much. I think one of the reasons I'm a member of it is how much drama there is constantly, right?
Right.
And they're in Portland drama now. But the truth of the matter is, only a small percentage of the membership, if minuscule, I'm going to say 1%, maybe 2% of the membership cares about this drama,
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing here is that we did it just between us girls, right? Oh, no. Then earlier in this year, there was this, in the middle of last year, there was this huge drama at Afterthought. You guys don't know about this. And even about, like I said, 99% of the Afterthought Patreon supporters don't know about this. But some people went and started their own secret Discord channel that none of the hosts are allowed to be a part of, so they can talk shit on us. And this latest episode of Just Between Us Girls, was very quiet in the Discord after this episode dropped.
Oh, you think the other Discord is
me, the other Discord is like, they're just going off. And anyway, it went like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't even think it was that special. It was just me bitching about things, right? But like people, I don't know, I liked it. I listened back to it. I liked it. Yeah. We learned about Nathan's dog and all my
yeah, I was 2 minutes
everything.
of the 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of true. He kind of was. But anyway, if you want to listen to that, you can go over to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia and join at the executive tier level and above. I believe the discount is still good. Check out the show notes for details, or or look at the previous show notes. If I forget to put them in, just go to the old show notes. It's
Am I doing
somewhere
a podcast with Jules Sparkles from Australia right now?
Yeah,
that was great.
Thinking about you. And then or just join patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia if you want to hear Just Between Us Girls. You can scroll up. Oh, by the way, a lot of people don't know this because we didn't make a big deal about it. The tea is back. The tea has returned, and episode 2 will be dropping Wednesday, February 5th. That's episode 2. Episode 1 for the new season's already up, and episode 2 is going up this Wednesday, February 5th. So if you're a fan of the tea in the public feed, there's no extra charge or anything like that. It's just the tea. And yeah, that's everything that's going on. Am I forgetting any big things that are happening, Nathan?
No.
I will say, for public feed listeners, there is some big news coming soon that benefits you. You. Yeah. And I believe the single episode where you can buy single episodes will be coming soon, because next week, I don't know if you saw, next week is a ball.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then the following week is Snatch Game. So we'll probably sell those individual episodes and people might want to buy it. And then, in other words, they can spend, a few bucks and not have to join the whole fucking thing.
Cool.
Yeah. By the way, still, it really makes no sense to me. And I don't want to dwell on it. We talked a lot about this last week. I just want to say something. It's very disturbing to me how much people love Mr. Blackstone. 'Cause I think it feeds into sort of his thing.
Yeah, I don't want to bring politics into it, but I maybe he's the spokesperson for our times.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you this before the show started.
Mm?
I'm going to add a new question to the question at the end. And it's specifically for the benefit. Yeah, it's specifically for the benefit of the public feed. It's not a hard question. I'm just going to spring it on you. But now you know it's going to be a question that pops up every week now.
Okay.
All right, let's jump into it. Oh, no, we take a break. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about the episode. And if you're a public feed, you're going to get a good general sense of what we talked about in this episode. All right, here we go. We'll be back right after this.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
Breaking up is never easy. But saying goodbye to your old clunky work tools? Well, that's easy. Just repeat after me. It's not me, it's definitely you. You rigid, unfriendly software. It's time to freshen things up with Monday.com, the first work platform you'll love to use. With stunning dashboards, customizable templates, and built-in AI that actually works, switching to a new work platform has never felt this good. So move on to Monday.com.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
And we are back. This week, the queens sharpened their comedy and acting chops in RDR Live, the show's send-up of SNL. On the runway, the category was Think Pink. In the end, Susie Toot was named the winner of the challenge, while Lydia B. Collins and Arietti were in the bottom two. After a lip-sync battle for their lives, Lydia was told, "Shantae, you stay," while Arietti was asked to sashay away. But in a twist, Arietti took a turn at the badonkadonk and found the remaining lever that dropped Michelle Visage in the tank and won Arietti another chance at the crown. Okay. I'm going to ask the original questions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nathan Patrick Brown, what did you think of that lip sync, and did the right queen lose the lip sync?
Well, I was really surprised by Lydia. I thought because she's so boring every other time that she would be bad at lip syncing, but I thought she was great. So I agree with Lydia getting the win for that lip sync. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, very good. There was it's so interesting for it being, because I often feel that two young queens often lip sync the same, but for two young queens, it was two very different approaches to the lip sync. And multiple viewings kind of really pointed out some stark differences between the two.
Uh-huh. Like one was on beat, one wasn't.
Yeah, I was surprised by how bad Arietti, just how bad Arietti was. and how Lydia Collins really made the most of that song, especially for her being young and that song being kind of old, not kind of old.
Yeah.
The Right Queen won the lip sync. What did you think of? This is not the new question, but I'm asking. So we do the end first because we can. I get tired and then the end gets shafted. So what did you think? Well, first of all, we saw that the conspiracy theory was wrong. Michelle's hair is totally peeking out of the swim cap.
Yeah.
And so there was that. But what did you think about the second lever being used here? What did you think of all this?
Well, I'm actually so freaking confused because in my head when I first watched it, I was like, oh, of course they rigged it. But then this whole thing about it being 1 and 7 for season 17 makes me think maybe it wasn't rigged?
No, it was rigged. It was rigged.
How?
I think that's just a weird coincidence.
Do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I do see them wanting to, get the second save pretty early on so they don't have to keep fucking wheeling in that dunk tank. And so I get why they didn't want to drag it out until they had 10 people try it. And I guess I can see Ariadne being saved because she serves some good looks. It seems like there's a little bit of more drama in the workroom with her now. So I get her being saved. But
this does come up in Untucked, but it's true. There were worse. Ariadne's runways have been really good. This is a bigger topic. It's actually one of the topics that I want to tackle on Untucked, which is we're seeing a repeat of basically season 5 and Ralaska Talks. It's kind of funny that, in the beginning, these queens were all playing it super, super safe, but we're starting to see a repeat of this. Again, we will talk about this in detail on not Untucked, on the Ralaska Thoughts. But it's one of these things where, yes, Ariadne is serving sickening looks. And there's something where these young queens who are into the looks think it's a bizarre thing that they think that the show is all about looks, right? But you don't have to do anything else. It's very bizarre. And because I would say maybe the only person they could point to would be Violet Chachki, right? But because even like Aquaria, yeah, she served great looks, but you found out she was also could do other things, Same thing with this Jada Essence Hall. Yeah, it's a very strange thing. That's a whole. We'll get into this. It's a whole other thing. But the point is, what did you think of the? So I just think it was rigged. I think they want to keep it. Just Ariadne. Someone said on TikTok, and I think this might be true, that the show's doing this new thing. And maybe there's another topic for Untucked. Robert, write this down. Where the producers are essentially torturing Ariadne the way they did Jan, the way they did Lucy LaDuca, where it's when you make it clear that you want to do well in the show so badly, then the producers intentionally torture you.
Yeah.
And it seems like Ariadne is the Lucy LaDuca, the Jan that they're doing that to this season, and just literally driving her crazy.
I did think they'd do that thing where they ask you to change your makeup, and then when you finally change your makeup, they send you home. But she didn't end up changing her makeup. So, she softened it a little bit, but so they didn't do that. But I can see them fucking with her from this point on.
Yeah. I still think it was rigged.
Yeah, I do think so too. I just don't know.
You just said you didn't.
I said I was confused. But I'm thinking, if they wanted it to be 1 and 7, do they just say to Hormona and to Ariadne, well, good luck picking a number, girl. You just remember it's season 17, and just lead them that way? They're kind of dumb. I don't know if they pick up on that.
Here's the deal. Look, this show is made for mouth-breathing gays for the most part, right? And this is not something they've made. Maybe we'll see in subsequent episodes. This is something that they've not made a big deal of. This is something that people on Reddit have noticed, right? And so they make it so it's like they're not dropping huge giant clues. They're not that. The people behind RuPaul's Drag Race aren't that subtle. I'm not saying that's super, and I'm not even saying that's super subtle. But I'm saying if they're gonna do something like that, they're gonna fucking hit it on the nose. Now, once again, it just happened. We'll give them an episode if they hit it on the nose and like really really hammer it home next week. Then I'll be like, okay, maybe there's something to it. But if they never mention it, I'll be like, yeah, I just think that was a coincidence that those were the numbers. Because by the way, they're backwards. It's 71.
Well, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't think there's anything to it. I just think it's just rigged. If I'm being honest with you, and I'm glad they rigged it. They didn't want a repeat of It's Chocolate. You know, I've seen a lot of things too. Like, first of all, again, I want to see what they do next week. They might still do the badonkadonk, but now it's like,
why?
Instead of being saved, now maybe you can win $500 or something. Maybe not. But if they don't do it anymore, I'm gonna be like, you guys are great. Thank you for doing this because it was the perfect amount of time. By the way, notice the second lever was pulled right before we get into the heat, the final stretch. Next week's a ball, okay? Which ball challenges take up a lot of time. Okay. Yeah. So they're going to use every fucking second that they can of the time that they have so they're not going to want to waste it on the badonkadonk. Next is Snatch Game, right? They don't want to save anybody on Snatch Game, right? And then like I said before, after Snatch Game that's when you've eliminated the what do they call them again? I forget, the queens that go home first. I forget what I'm calling them.
Boogers.
What are they called?
Booger Wonderland.
Booger Wonderland, but also like there's a name, not the early outs, but they have a name for them. Filler queens. All the filler queens.
Of course.
The filler queens are gone after Snatch Game is the door that closes behind the filler queens, right? Mm-hmm. So so it's just done. So like it's very well designed, very good. It was fun, and now it's done. We don't have to do it. But if they bring it back, and then you're like, okay, well, I guess it's not that smart. Look, we'll know more tomorrow.
Yeah,
next week about what's going on.
I liked the badonkadonk thing at first. I thought it was fun and interesting. But now I'm kind of like, we've had 5 episodes. Mm-hmm. 2 people have gone home, or is it 5? I don't know. But I kind of miss when a queen would actually like earn a double shantay, because like they're not going to do another save, but like. You know, like that Brooklyn Heights, Evie Oddly Snatch Game where they were both fucking terrible and then they're in the bottom and they did like the best lip sync ever and it was like a double shantay and that was exciting. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, I like to feel that they earn a save rather than just pulling a lever.
Well, this wasn't a double shantay. Ariadne was eliminated.
Yeah, but she didn't go home.
Yeah. It's not a double shantay.
I know, but I like, if there's going to be a non-elimination, like I kind of think they should earn it. Although I do love the pageantry of the badonkadonk tank, so whatever.
It's look, the show is 17 years fucking old, right? So they're going to try and do every fucking thing that they can to just do some sort of gimmick. I appreciate it. I think if this is truly the end, I appreciate it. And the city of Las Vegas paid for spots on 5 episodes. Boom, easy, done. Everyone's happy, good. Okay, here was the other question I had for you. Because I feel sorry that we do this and then like we come back at the end and then they missed everything, right? What was your big takeaway from this episode? Did you have one thing that you're like, this is the thing that I really took away from this episode?
The writers of these challenges need to be slapped in the face and be told that they're not funny and that they can't just like do what SNL does in a week. They need a fucking wake up call.
No, SNL. Okay, first of all, a lot of people might say that SNL is not very good either, but SNL does starts on like a Monday or Tuesday, and then they have a show by Saturday.
Yeah,
these people had all the time in the world to do it. Now, in a previous life, when I didn't have 2 jobs, I don't remember last year, and if people don't know this. You can go to last season's RDR Live, where I produced a whole episode of SNL. That took me so long, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I did it by myself, right? Same number of sketches. And it was a million times better. And that was just me.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. The writing was horrible. On some of the sketches, I don't even blame the queens. some of the sketches, the judging makes no sense, you know, because you're like, that's exactly, you wrote the lines and the person's doing exactly, and we're going to get into that, but
they need to be shot.
They do. My big takeaway was, I didn't think this before the episode, and I might think this now. So there's a before and after this episode. I think Lexi Love might be a bad person.
I'm with you.
Like, she might be. It was very Mean Girl.
What specifically are you referring to?
Well, there's a couple of moments. Well, we'll talk about it this is where you will have to go on Patreon. But obviously, I have a few moments, actually. But the big one was the, what do they call the Kumbaya girls, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
how she named them. And, but I'm like, did you watch Untucked?
Mm-hmm.
Where she's like, oh, they can, especially, it's funny, it's Arietti, and we'll get into this. Arietti's like, yeah, are they even drag queens? They can't even take shade. And then she and Lana Jarre are having a fucking goddamn meltdown because.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. And Untucked, it's insanity. It's an insanity. Any other big takeaways, Nathan, before we.
Just on that, I think we've got a very delusional crop of girls this year.
Okay. Well, public feed, while you relax in the Form Decor Lounge, we are going to talk about the rest of the episode, and we will be back right after this. No. We will. Not a break. Form Decor Lounge. Listen to these curated moments from the show. I actually think I'm feeling kind of generous today. There might be some Mr. Blackstone. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know people like him. I haven't, again, as you know, Nathan, I'm super busy, so I haven't listened. I have them here, but I haven't listened yet. But, oops.
I do think you should screen them beforehand, but if you don't have time, you don't have time.
I don't have time.
Okay.
Right now, what happens is Luke Stamen, they come in while I'm at work.
Yeah.
And then Luke Stamen puts them in the soundboard for me and everything. So they're just here when I get home, So I don't have a chance to listen to them. So anyway, all right, guys, you're gonna hear some curated moments. I'm not sure I'm gonna do all of them, but we'll do some Mr. Blackstone. All right, here we go. All right, after Joella's elimination, the Corey. Why did I say the Corey? Let's do it again. All right, after Joella's elimination, Corey erases Joella's mirror message and no one cries. Crystal feels a certain type of way for not grabbing the win. Meanwhile, Arietti is pissed that she was in the bottom. The next day, the girls walk into the workroom ready for the next challenge. At the table, the queens discuss who the piggy of the week is just before RuPaul enters the workroom to reveal this week's challenge. It's RDR Live. The contestants will choose their parts and rehearse for an improv comedy challenge where they channel their inner Kristen Wiig. In the workroom, the girls choose their roles. Crystal and Lana fight for the same role, as do Harmona and Lydia. In the end, all is settled rather easily. The girls continue working on their sketches with their scene partners, and everything goes smoothly. We're getting through a big chunk of the episode there. They'll have a lot of notes. Let's start with after the elimination. Did you have any big thoughts there, Nathan?
Yeah, first of all, it is very funny that there was not a wet eye in the house with Joella.
No, there we go. Thank God she's gone. Yeah.
To contrast that to last week, that was pretty fucking funny. And even when Corey's like, we will forget the Ella. Poor Joella.
Corey King's also kind of a mean girl, too.
She is. Yeah. She is. And Acacia says that LA is on her back now, that she's the only LA girl. Like, are you pinning all your hopes on her as someone from LA, Joe?
No. She said that, and I moved to Mexico. I asked Trump to put tariffs on LA.
LA's been through enough,
Yeah. Haven't we been through enough, Acacia?
Oh, that's funny. There was also that like little chat, and there's sort of like a narrative that like Crystal was robbed last week, or that like Anya didn't deserve the win because her look wasn't as good. But it's like, I'm pretty sure Anya was like definitively the winner last week.
Look,
I don't know why there was debate.
Okay. This is something that comes up every season. And look, there are certain things that happen on this show that I realize the drag queens understand the reality, but they're putting on a reality show, so they realize, okay, we have to pretend that this is not real. This is not one of those things. I genuinely think, based on what happens on this after the elimination and on Untucked later, that these girls believe that this is a fair show based on numbers and some sort of rubric they've created in their heads. And so when things don't go the way that they wanted to in their heads, or their friends didn't win or whatever, then all of a sudden the other girls are like, they don't ever accuse them of cheating. That doesn't make any sense. But they've somehow stolen something that's rightfully theirs, which they forget. And I've said this before. This is another one of those things that Robert says I say ad nauseum. This is RuPaul's world, and we just live in it. Here's the deal. No matter what any of us think, what I think, you think, Robert thinks, any one of the girls thinks, no matter what anybody thinks, the person who wins is the right winner because RuPaul and the producers have decided that person is the winner. That is their privilege as the producers and creators and runners and owners of this show, is to choose. We can bitch about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This goes back to, I love you brought this up, but I'm taking it over. This goes back to when Maskgate, when all of the Valentina stands were mad at Nina Bonina Brown for beating Valentina in the lip sync, even though Valentina didn't know the words, even though, she did any of that. And also, even though RuPaul chose who won the lip sync and who went home. Mm-hmm. They were mad at Nina Bonina Brown was just living her best life. Okay? It's the same thing here. They're mad at the girls because they went out and tried their best, and RuPaul chose those girls and not them. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
Yeah. And so more power to Anya for just like laughing them off and just being like, yeah, stay fucking mad. Yeah. I won.
Yeah, Anya actually, because again, it's true in this Untucked, and Anya sees the humor in it, the joke. She sees what it is. Because she even says the reason she's laughing, for everyone who doesn't watch the show, Anya, they're coming after Anya for winning. They feel she doesn't deserve the win. This is the Mean Girls. And she's like essentially laughing like, yeah, and this dress won. As if the implication being like, I even think this dress is shitty, and I even think this isn't my best dress, and it still won.
But her look wasn't bad. I think, like, Crystal was like, oh, and every bit of my outfit's quilted, implying that, like, her outfit's not all quilted. It's like, who gives a fuck about the runway prompt, after the episode?
We can talk about it a little bit here, and I want to hear your thoughts, because you're not untucked. I will save most of my thoughts, I think. Sometimes I can't help myself for Untucked. But this is the problem. You have these young girls. Arietti's one of them. Even though Lexi Love's only is the ancient age of 32. I'm going to group her in there. But definitely Arietti and Crystal Envy, Jules Sparkles. They live in this fantasy world where they legitimately think RuPaul's Drag Race is solely about the looks. And they live in this alternate universe where Jinx Monsoon never won, Evie Oddly never won, Willow Pill never won, other kooky Jimbo never won. None of these kooky queens that RuPaul loves, they've never won. This Jinx Monsoon won not only season 5, but the all-winner season. Mm-hmm. Okay, like they don't see in their head. Violet Chachki won every season. And it's all runway. That's all that matters. And it's honestly, if I'm being totally honest, it's just as delusional as this Joella not learning how to. Did you see I didn't watch it. I just saw a clip of the What You Packin'. And
no.
Michelle kind of brings up like, in a very, Michelle's nice on what you're pecking. So she's like, but you tried out like 10 times or something. Why didn't you ever learn to sew? And Joella starts crying.
Oh.
But it's true. Like, you need to learn to sew, and it's not all fucking looks, bitch. It's not all looks. In fact, I would say the looks swaying a decision whether to keep you or not is becoming fewer and fewer and farther in between each season.
I feel like back in the old days, they would do the challenge, like film a fucking scene or whatever. And then the producers would say, okay, the runway is going to be this, so that they can tie it with whoever seems to be winning that episode. So that person can have a stellar week. They know that Ivy Winters has packed stilts and she did good in that challenge. So we're going to make that the runway theme where she's in the stilts so that she can win that episode. I feel like they don't do that anymore.
I don't even know how to address that. What I will say, what I will say is, I think there was a time
when men were kind.
Well, seasons 1, 2, and 3, I think were very heavily fashion based. Show didn't know what it was. And I know she's persona non grata, but season 4, Sharon Needle sort of changes the game a little bit and sets the stage for Jinx Monsoon. Then you have this Bianca Del Rio come in. So now you have 3 quirky queens in a row. And I think that's actually what benefited Violet, was they're like, okay, we've already done 3 not beauty queens in a row. So we had 3 beauty queens, 1, 2, 3 seasons. 3 quirky queens, time for another beauty queen. And then it kind of went back and forth for a while, where then you have Bob win season 8, Sasha win season 9. She's not funny, right? Season 10 is Aquaria, back to a fashion. Evie Oddly wins 11. She's quirky. Season 12, isn't that Jada Essence Hall? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. She wins season 12. Beauty with some funny, it's kind of not all the time gone back and forth, right? But lately, the past few seasons after season 11, it's leaned a lot heavier to a much more rounded queen, a person who can be funny, a person. It's gone that direction. Because I think they realize if you are going to be America's Next Drag Superstar, if you're going to carry the brand, you're going to have some sort of television. That's something that makes you interesting on television. It make you a personality,
Yeah.
Not just looks.
No, I think the runway is weighted less than it was in the past. I think a few seasons ago, Ariete would have been bottom 3, but not lip syncing with that look. It would have saved her. And maybe Susie would not have won the episode. I think she still would have, but you know what I mean. Who cares? Yeah.
Nathan Patrick Brown, do you remember the part? There was a part, and this is actually kind of related, where Acacia goes, when she's explaining Joella going home, she's like, well, she was in the bottom 2 weeks in a row. I'm like, so is Corey King.
Mm-hmm.
So is Ariete now. And even was told to go home. So is Acacia going to say the same thing about Ariete? That's the thing. It's going to be very interesting next week is, yeah, she was saved, but Ariete was pissed that she was even in the bottom last week. So
she was fuming. So now that she was actually sent home and just barely saved, she's going to have a fucking full-on Lucy LaDuca, Jan style meltdown. It's going to happen. She comes into the workroom with devil horns as her hair. That was her big fucking statement. It's like, show me, don't tell me. If you want to be a villain, be a villain.
Any other thoughts after the elimination?
No.
All right, Nathan, what about the next day and the getting the challenge and the piggy thing and the workroom? Any big thoughts there?
The piggy thing, I'm not going to engage in. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about.
You know what? It's these fucking girls. They're still trying to produce themselves. They're being mean girls, and then they're coming in with their look. It's backfiring on them. The whole Kumbaya girls or whatever is them trying to make it a thing, trying to start a meme, trying to start a trend on Reddit, and it's backfiring on them because people are like, oh, you're fucking bitches and you're not good. you're shitty, right?
Yeah.
But they keep trying to get these things going.
Yeah, they're not going. As far as like picking the roles, I wish there was more drama. Like we had some people fighting over a couple of the roles, but I wanted like auditions and like group votes over who should get the role, but we didn't get that.
The closest we got was the mean girls were trying to coerce the not cool girls into like giving the people their friends the part. Like, yeah, Hormona, just give it to, just do it. Just give it to Lydia. And who was the other one that there was?
Crystal and Lana were fighting over some shit role. That's what shocked me. I was like, you guys are fighting over the hot cave woman? Like, that's the role you want?
Which is so funny because then I forgot that Lana was the hot cave woman. And I was rewatching the sketches before today's episode. And I go, wait a minute. This is what she was depressed about and thought she should have won. And everybody didn't watch Untucked. She won't even talk to anyone. She won't look at the camera, which is not, I don't know what's going to mean for her in the relationship with the producers, but won't look at the camera, won't participate in Untucked, won't talk to anybody because she feels she was robbed. And I was like, it was shit.
She did nothing.
She did nothing. She brought nothing to the table. She should be lucky she was safe. She was safe, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she should be thanking her lucky stars she was safe. Not that she was bad, but I don't see how she thought. But again, she's one of those girls that thought her look ate. And then she's like, I should be winning just for this look.
But that's not how it works, mama. So yeah, I was shocked that they were fighting over that role. And also with the Hormona and Lydia fighting over Gert, like the Sophia Golden Girls character, I do think Hormona would have done a better job. But like the red flag for me was when Lydia was like, oh, I really want to do Gert, the old lady character, because I think I can really make it look good. Like the look will be good.
Yeah, everything's looked with them.
It's like, and it turns out she's not even fucking seen the show. So it's like, girl.
Yeah, she's like, I need to do this. I think she's seen it. She just says she's not into it. She goes like, oh, I'm not, Golden Girls really isn't my thing. And I'm like, then why are you fucking doing this? The one thing, yeah.
Well, that's what Hormona should have said while they were arguing over the role. She should have said like, oh, do you like the Golden Girls? Because I actually fucking watch it all the time, she should have said. And if she said no, she should have been like, all right, well, do something else, bitch.
In Hormona's defense, she probably assumed that Lydia must be a big fan of the Golden Girls. That's why she's doing this.
No, she just wanted to put old lady makeup on. Crazy.
Yeah, it was really weird.
And then
anyway,
Anya's the only one that wants the monologue. And they're all like, oh my God. Corey's like, didn't you see last year? Mirage did a bad job. Like, as if you want the monologue, the hardest role. And I'm like, that's the easiest fucking one.
Also, too, it's like, well, somebody has to fucking do it. It's not like... You should be like, oh, thank God she's doing it. Because it's not like they go like, oh, we're just going to skip the monologue. Yeah. We're not going to do, nobody wants it. So we're just not going to do it. Okay, RuPaul? No, somebody has to do it. You should be glad somebody wants to do it. Yeah. And then I love, too, RuPaul says that they need to create a memorable character. And then the show writes an entire script and creates all the characters for them.
I know. Yeah, I thought this challenge was terrible. But it's not all the Queen's fault. Like, they weren't given a lot to do. And when they did try to make it more of a characterization, I think it shot themselves in the foot because it was bad.
I have a comment. I have a quote that Lana said. Oh, she's talking about... Oh, okay. This is when she's fighting... I finally realized I didn't look at my notes from the workroom. This is when she's fighting with not Scarlet, what's her name? Crystal. Mm-hmm. Crystal for the role. She's like, she's saying she wants this character. She goes, this character is so me. And then later, she's trying to still fight, and she goes, also, we should do something that is not like us, and she's not like me. And I'm like, bitch, which is it?
In that she's not a caveman.
Yeah. I already commented that Hormona should not giving up Gert. Okay. Oh, okay, let's talk about the part in the workroom when they're talking about the newsroom. Now, I don't know what I mean here. She goes, we're very Colin Jost and Michael Che. And then they go on to describe literally not Colin Jost and Michael Che. I should have pulled that clip. I don't know what they said.
Yeah, because Lexi is all like, "Oh, we should be like actual newscasters." She
Oh,
kept saying,
that's
and I'm
what
like,
it was.
You know, this isn't the real news, right?
Yeah.
And then like she wants to break, and Susie's like, "No, don't break." And she's like, "Well, Michael Che laughs." But then she doesn't want to hit things as if it's a joke because she thinks we're presenting the news. We should be serious. It was very confused, and she acted like someone had seen SNL before, but I don't know if she had.
So Lorne Michaels famously has, I think he softened up a little bit, obviously, but famously hates when they break. Hates it. And I'm not even saying that's right or wrong, right? That's just the thing, right? So to me, is if you're gonna break, it's because you genuinely, they're not planning to. If you're, you know who used to plan his break character is this horrible Jimmy Fallon,
I knew you were going to say him.
right? He was always breaking. It was just so dumb, right? And I think that's when it started to break down. Lauren, I don't know if Lauren Michaels hates it. I think he still hates it, but like that was Jimmy Fallon's thing. Oh, I'm so cute, and I'm just always laughing. You know,
Yeah, they did that an episode of 30 Rock where Tracy like discovers what breaking is, and he's like, "Uh-oh, I'm breaking," and he tries to break.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's funny.
And this is what they were trying to do. I'm like, oh, I already knew this is not going to work. This is not going to work.
And like Lexi was getting pressed that Susie was saying no to her ideas, but they were bad ideas. Susie's the one that's actually got instincts. Let's listen to her.
Yeah, and she won. That's what they get mad about.
Yeah.
I also think that a lot of these sketches were weird, just shitty versions of existing classic and SNL sketches.
Well, I know the Beaver one was.
Yeah, it was sweaty balls. We'll
Yeah.
get to that one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what the fuck the caveman thing's meant to be.
I think they were taking an existing old SNL sketch and then like removing it 5 or 6 times, right? And so it sort of reminded me of Phil Hartman had this SNL character.
Oh.
I don't remember what his name was, but it was super absurd. He was a prehistoric caveman that was thought out and then became a lawyer.
Oh yeah, it was called like Caveman Lawyer or something.
Yeah, and I was like, because that was the thing is that like Anya they were prehistoric, but they were like the mayor of a town or something like that, or what was it?
Yeah, but the joke was that Homo sapiens sounds like homosexuals, and it's like that's not funny.
I'm telling you, they removed this, and then also the Golden Girls was just not even SNL. Just like we're gonna do the Golden Girls,
But it wasn't even the Golden Girls because you've got Blanche as Sophia's daughter. It's meant to be Dorothy, cunts.
Yes, but they wanted. Yeah, it was. But it was like
really shit.
When did they ever done the Golden Girls in SNL? It was very, very strange.
Yeah, it was odd.
Now, for a show that lately and the girls love to reference the show 100,000 times, I was literally screaming at the TV that this Harmona Lisa was like, "Oh, I didn't know beaver meant vagina," and no one said, "Are you talking about beavers or ew?" Right? No one did this.
And do you think when Hormona watched that episode, she was just like confused? Did she think they were actually talking about beavers?
No, because we'll get to it in the sketch, and that's actually one of my.
Oh, okay.
I might want to get my thing here. Okay,
yeah,
I said all my workroom thoughts.
I got a couple of questions. Well, I got one question. What's the deal with Pacoima? I don't get that. Like, is it a local joke? Like
no, it's a joke that RuPaul always says. So let's say there's a street here in Santa Monica, in LA called Chautauqua, right? So if you were to go to RuPaul and say like, "Oh, to get to my house, take PCH to Chautauqua and make a right," and then the joke RuPaul would say would be like, "Chautauqua, don't I know her from Pacoima?" And she's talked about this in her podcast. She thinks Pacoima is like the go-to.
So
like,
it's just
funny
that it's
place.
A funny place. I was like, when she's like, "Picture it, Pacoima," I'm like, "What's the joke?" Thinking Pacoima might have had like, some meaning.
There's a lot of like RuPaul's. She's becoming like, in like the Disney universe where like Mickey Mouse is not funny. And I don't really see what the appeal of Mickey Mouse is. But in this Disney universe, like Donald Duck is clearly a better character than
He's
Mickey
hilarious.
Mouse. Hilarious. Almost all the characters, Goofy, Pluto,
Chip and Dale, I mean, come on.
Chip and Dale, the different people, right? They're all better than this Mickey Mouse. I don't know, he's never been funny, right? But in this universe, he is the king of the universe. And like when you go to the parade, it's all about fucking Mickey Mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like why? He's that girl, and we don't know why. Okay. So it feels like on these challenges, it's like RuPaul. It's like, remember, there's like RuPaul's cousin, and it's all quoting RuPaulisms. It's RuPaul everywhere. The pictures of her in the workroom. She's the Mickey Mouse of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And if Disney did a Saturday Night Live, Mickey would be the musical guest.
Yeah, yes, and dance about just as much. This is actually a nice transition into RDR Live, which is right from that moment from the workroom. They go right into RDR Live, and let's talk about that cold open. This is the caveman sketch. Did you have any thoughts here on the caveman sketch?
Well, I thought Bruno was very good. I think he saved it. Other than that, terrible. No laughs. I thought Arietti was doing too much. She overcompensated from last week where she was overshadowed. I thought Lana was one note. Anya's facial expressions, yeah, sure, fine. Corey, I just think it was terrible.
Look, in a lot of these moments, I'm going to judge the sketches separately. The writing on one hand and then the girls in the other.
Good idea.
I'll just say right now, across the board, the writing was terrible. Now,
Yes.
so the writing's really bad. So I'm just like, okay, how much are they selling it? I thought Anya did a good... Now, first of all, just to be an SNL nerd, it's unusual. I wouldn't even say rare. It's unusual for the host to be in the cold open.
Yeah.
It's unusual. That said, she was good. I thought she was good in the sketch with what the materials she got. I also think, strangely, Corey King wasn't horrible. She had it toned down, and when she was bringing a realistic edge to it, with again working with the lines she was given. Arietti's an idiot, so I kind of give her a pass. She was basically doing what a 13-year-old would do if they were supposed to do an SNL sketch, where they're just over the top and they're crazy and they're just like, this is wacky. Honestly, I might sound like Mr. Blackstone here.
Oh.
I think maybe she watched a lot of like Latino television. I feel like a lot of Latino comedy television variety shows are like this, I'm being honest. And then Lana Jarre was forgettable. You know, I rewatched the sketches today at a break from work, and I was like, I forgot she was in this sketch.
Yeah.
Wasn't horrible, but completely forgettable. I remembered Bruno was in the sketch.
Well, he was transcendent.
Maybe that's why I forgot. I was just staring at Bruno the whole time. So that was my take. Again, bad writing. Anya was good. She was good. In fact, this is why I think personally for me, she was in the top, was this performance, not necessarily the others. Let's go over to this monologue. Did you say everything you had to say about the cold open?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the monologue. I hope she did not write this monologue. It was horrible. I think it's hard, and I think it's hard for the queens to deliver the monologue, not because they're bad at it, but because there's no audience to feed off the energy, and so they're basically giving a monologue to no one, you know?
Yes.
And that's hard to do. There's no energy to fight off, and you have to pretend there's an audience there. But it wasn't as solid a performance as her caveman sketch. Wasn't horrible. Could have been worse. Writing was terrible. I hope she didn't write it. What did you think, Nathan?
Well, I thought she was confident and personable, which was really all she could do with what she was given. Because yeah, there wasn't any jokes, or I don't know, the dunk tank is filled with vodka and they wash their pads in it. Like that's not funny.
No.
So I thought she was fine.
Sweaty. I'm calling it Sweaty Balls because it was literally just a ripoff of Sweaty Balls. That's just not as good. Your thoughts here?
I thought this was probably the best skit because it just borrowed the structure from SNL's Sweaty Balls. Still not funny. I think Hormona got the vibe much more than Sam did. I think Sam was completely wrong. I don't think the lesbian voice... Well, lesbians don't really sound like that. I think that was... Because, like, the Sweaty Balls thing, right, is the people in this sketch aren't meant to know that they're saying something that can be misinterpreted, right? And I feel like Sam didn't understand that. That's the impression I got from Sam. And then Jules with the Australian accent...
How was her Australian? You're an expert in the Australian accent. Did you think she was Australian?
No, I don't think she sounded Australian at all.
I want you to be honest, Nathan. I want you to be honest. Who has a better Australian accent, me or Jules?
You.
Oh,
you. Because sometimes you slip into it and I don't clock it. But Jules sounded like she was trying to do like a bad impression of someone doing an impression of Nicole Kidman.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, I don't know, did it make the role any funnier? What do you think?
I saw a video of this Paul Hogan explaining why he said put another shrimp on the bobby.
Yeah, you sent that to me.
Oh.
I actually found it interesting because I was like, oh, that's why he said that.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, anyway, just some people hanging. He said that when he was filming the commercial, they said he had to say shrimp because people in the United States wouldn't know what a prawn was. And probably in the 80s, they wouldn't.
Crazy. So do you think the Australian accent was like a good idea?
I didn't understand why she did it. Did she explain? I mean, I know she did, but I was
She
so
just
bored
said
by her.
She thought it was funnier.
Yeah. Whenever you do an accent to be funny, no one should ever do an accent just to be funny. That's silly. Okay, look. I'm going to say something right now. I'm not even, and I know I'm in the minority here, this is controversial. I'm not even a big fan of the original Sweaty Ball sketch. Okay.
Oh.
I don't hate it. I'm not as big a fan as some people are, right? And it requires strong writing because you don't want to be super on the nose, which it is on the nose. That's the point is it's a really taut tightrope that you have to walk to go from, and I'm not saying that SNL always nailed it, to go from this is clever to this is not, right?
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, you have to have some really strong performers doing it. And they had some big performers. They had Anna Gasteyer, Alec Baldwin, and was it Nora Dunn? I don't remember who did the originals. Or
I don't know. Betty White did one with a muffin.
Okay.
That was good.
So, and the thing is, you're right. You're right. The thing in the sketch, the reason we are all laughing if we think it's funny, is that the hosts are genuinely having this a sincere conversation. So you have to be sincere when you do it. You're not winking at the audience, right? You're not laying it on thick. When you're good, you're literally having, it's almost like method acting, that you're genuinely having this conversation. Mm-hmm. And you really truly believe in what you're saying, and it's not funny to you, you know? And these girls, all three of them, Hormona, Sam, was it Jules was the Australian one? Mm-hmm. They were all winking at the camera. And this is actually one where the writing was bad, but the writing was only 50% of the problem. The other 50%, even Hormona, were doing this thing where they really wanted you. Remember what was the joke? You guys remember this stuff better than I do. When Alexis Michelle, remember she was.
Did you get the T on Kunt?
Yeah. Did you get the T on Kunt? Thank you. It was a lot of kind of that. Like they really wanted you to know that they knew what they were saying. And then, I'm going to even guess here. I'm going to guess that you whore, or what Hormona said to Sam, was not in the script. I'm going to guess that was an ad lib.
Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense if they truly believe they're talking about beavers.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, It's supposed to be that all these people think that they're genuinely talking about beavers, but clearly Sam, at least I can't speak for Jules, Sam and Hormona's characters, because they're closeted lesbians,
well, I don't know
think
if
they're talking about pussy.
I don't know if they're closeted. I think they broke up or they're together. I don't know.
But the point is that
they're talking about pussies. They're not talking about
pussy.
beavers.
Yeah. That's where the whole sketch just completely falls apart. I don't know why for the thing. I think just for storyline to show that Hormona went to the top and the role she lost out to was in the bottom. The person who played Gert was in the bottom because they knew no one was going home. So we're like, well, we'll shake up some drama here. And they got it when they got to Untucked. Yeah. Okay, what about the musical performance by RuPaul?
Dreadful. If she
She's
was a
moving
contestant,
less
she'd
and
be going
less.
home.
She's moving less and less. It's insane.
Yeah.
I think she's the one that has that. What's that disease that Celine Dion has? Like,
stiff person syndrome.
yeah, I think she has stiff person syndrome. She should talk to
wishes.
Celine Dion. RuPaul's going to be singing from the top of the Eiffel Tower pretty soon. Let's go to this QNN. It's awful.
So, again, bad writing.
Bad, horrible,
but
right? There's a part
these-
where they go, in related news, Carson Kressley. That's all. That's to say. They don't even say Carson. They don't even say Carson Kressley was here or Carson Kressley started. Which usually the joke is, in related news, Carson Kressley is going to be the new host of this. No, she just literally says, in related news, Carson Kressley.
Well, it was a carry-on from the joke before it, but she took a long pause, so it was really jarring.
It was horrible. It was horrible. I was like, this is awful.
My main issue is that Patti LuPone would never star in a revival of Cats. Like, it's not even plausible. So that's why I'm thinking, what gay wrote this that they can't even get their fucking facts straight that Patti LuPone hates Andrew Lloyd Webber?
Forget that. The joke was, look at the structure of the joke. It's just so okay. I'm going to admit something that I've never admitted anywhere on the air, and thank God I don't think this exists anymore. I wanted to be on SNL writer or being on SNL, so I was like 9 or 10. I wrote fakakta like news jokes for Weekend Update. I loved Weekend Update. Okay,
Yeah.
and I recorded myself on a tape saying these jokes. Right, this Cats joke. The most of the structure of it was what I would have written. I only remember one joke that I wrote. I was so proud of it. That Whoopi Goldberg's sister was running for mayor of Hollywood, and her name was Hooray. And her slogan was Hooray for Hollywood. That was the joke. I was 9 years old. They would have had this joke on this news thing, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is that they're going to bring a production of Cats with actual cats. That was the fucking joke at first. Just to set up this and with Patti LuPone. Okay, I would have been like, oh, who's okay? So there's actual. Tell me how this works. There's actual cats who can't sing, dance, or know what directions are. And what role is Patti LuPone in this?
I guess Deuteronomy, if we're going the Judi Dench route. And everyone else.
I Nathan really participated in this. He was like, well, of course he played Deuteronomy. Right? Okay. And then just so they could set up that stupid joke about pissing everywhere. It was horrible. It was so bad.
It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, and I thought, Lexi and Crystal, there were two. I don't know if they could have made any of those jokes funny, but they didn't say them as if they were jokes.
I want to believe that at least one person in the history of the show, one in the history of the entire show, that's worked on this show in some capacity from seasons 1 through 17 currently listens to this show. Okay. Can you please, I'm begging you, tell someone, and I will do it, and I will be good about it. Let me write next to your sketches, please. Can I just write next to your sketches? And you don't have to pay me. I know you'll have to pay me because of the rules, but I'll take whatever the base rate is. Whatever the lowest rate is, I will do it. That's allowed by law on these things. Thank you.
And I thought Susie was at least a character. Not saying it was funny, but I thought she did a good job.
And it was a character that that they just, that's just the character they're going to write. And it was like, she did a good job. Look, again, like Anya in the opening sketch, she sold whatever material they gave her.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, I remember I cringed. I literally cringed at the freaky money joke. Like, that's how they paid, right? I'm like, oh, this is
And
horrible.
now it's on TV. Like
And
they were trying to make
it's
that a
on
catchphrase.
TV. Ru, pay me. Pay you what? Pay you what? Okay, the Golden Girl sketch.
I thought Acacia was good in that she was doing Blanche. Still not
Nathan?
funny.
Nathan,
She was good.
she did a really good Rue McClanahan.
She did a good Rue. Even though she's... I don't know if she's playing Dorothy or Blanche. She did a good Blanche. Butthole was terrible.
She didn't
Absolutely
know what
terrible.
she was doing. She didn't know the character. This is kind of where Acacia went wrong. Well, no, maybe she couldn't do anything because she didn't write the sketch. The picture it joke was all wrong. That's not how picture it works.
No.
Picture it is usually in teaching a lesson. It's almost like a version of the Rose stories. You know, it's like, Sophia would say something like, they'd be like, oh my God, what are we going to do? This mobster wants to blackmail, we have to pay this mobster $500. He's going to break all of our legs. Did I ever tell you about your Uncle Gennaro? Uncle Gennaro, the one that died in a sinking ship? Well, that's what I told you how he died. Picture it. Sicily, 1919. And then she goes into the story, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's supposed to teach a lesson,
Uh-huh.
And at the end, the lesson makes no sense. She'd be like, and then he, and then that's how he opened up a sock factory. And then Dorothy goes, Ma, that has nothing to do with what we talk about.
Yeah.
And she goes, I know, but I wanted some socks. Or some stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
They didn't use it at all. She just said, like, picture it Pacoima. That was they just shoved it in. It made no sense. It wasn't even the way that they use it on the Golden Girls.
Yeah, again, the writing was bad, but I
And the way
was
she
trying to
delivered was
listen
bad.
to what she said, and there are ways she could have done it, Sophia, and she just didn't. She
And she
went
did the
left
thing when
whenever she should have gone right.
And then she did that thing. But then also there was no consistency in the So you're telling me, okay, let me just finish the thought I had originally, which is then she walked out. She did that thing where a young person always does the way an old lady walks out, right? Where they're shaking their butt. Okay, stop that. All right. Let's even talk about the characters. The doctor comes in. He's completely clueless that Blanche wants to fuck him. He's totally grossed out by Sophia. But then at the end, he wants her to give him a gum job in the other office
Yeah.
for out of nowhere.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
Did you think that guy did a good job? Because he's a
Who
working actor.
is that guy?
He was on Broad City, and I think he maybe is a writer on Hacks or created Hacks, but he's in Hacks.
I want to have sex with him.
Do you know he's straight?
No,
Yeah.
Nathan.
Yes.
He's Nathan. No,
Bitch. He's
Nathan.
straight.
He's not straight. No,
Well, he's married to a
He's-
woman.
He's telling you he's straight, but that faggot is not straight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now. Yeah, straight. All right.
You'd give him a gum job.
Walking straight to Mickey's after they shot the thing.
He won't
that
be
day.
walking straight after he leaves
Yeah.
Mickey's.
Yeah. All right. It's elimination day and the girls get ready for the runway. All the girls are happy with their performances. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, some of the girls grumble about the other sketches and how terrible they were. Later, Lexi Love reveals that she and others have dubbed some of the queens Kumbaya girls. These are the girls who are unable to take any shade and only want to be nice. Finally, Lexi reveals her other life as an assistant vice president trainer for a financial institution. Nathan Patrick Brown, any thoughts here?
This Lexi, she comes in and she says, "You know, my day job, I kind of read from a teleprompter." And you're like, "Oh, okay."
She ham-fists everything in here.
And then it turns out she's just like, she teaches on Zoom with her camera off, and I'm like, how is that reading from a teleprompter? Like,
Yeah. Oh, it's a good point. Why is
she was framing it as if she could be a newscaster because she does this all the time, and it's like, what? What do you do?
Yeah, so she's not even on. You're right. She's not on camera because they don't see that she's a woman.
I could not follow that fucking story. Just like last week with the piss jars, I was like, she's like, they know me as a boy. I have my camera off, and then they show a LinkedIn photo, and but she's like, I don't know what she's talking about half the time.
The LinkedIn photo too was like it was like a child wrote it.
Who was that airbrush twink? Like that wasn't Lexi.
I want to have sex with that twink. And he goes, I don't know why they think I'm a boy. Meanwhile, the picture of him, his name's Cody or something like that, right? Cody Barnes, and then it's like a man in the picture.
Yeah. Yeah, but then at the end of it, whoever she was talking to was like, "Oh, my proud trans sister," and I was like, "Well, I didn't get that from the
Well,
the
what I
convo."
clocked on my second watch is here she is coming for Susie Toot later in Untucked and all this stuff, and saying all these kumbaya girl this. Meanwhile, this Susie Toot's building her up right there, like, you go, girl. And I'm like,
401
Susie Toot's
slay.
nice.
Yeah, she was really
401
nice.
slay. And then she's like, you fuck. And then meanwhile, behind her back, this Lexi Love is saying horrible shit about her.
Yeah.
By the way, Harmona thinks Acacia was channeling her during the sketch. I'm like, no, she was channeling Rue McClanahan, you dum-dum. In what way is Harmona Lisa anyway like that character? Doesn't talk like her, doesn't sound like her, doesn't talk like that.
Yeah, I just assumed she meant that she was talking Southern, but I don't know.
Acacia looks like the product of two cousins from Alabama.
She's an LA girl.
Yeah, I bet you find out that she's not really from LA. By the way, these girls, this cast, they're always feeling good about their challenges afterwards.
They're
I feel good about that.
delusional.
They are. They really are. Anyway, any other thoughts on Elimination Day?
Nah.
Oh, God. Okay, well, we're at the part of the fucking show that I literally dread. I know. Okay, the runway theme was tickled pink. They were supposed to wear pink things. You know, again, I can look at the soundboard here. We Luke sends Mr. Blackzone the top 3 and the bottom 3. So he does 6 looks. So in the top we have Anya, Harmona, and Susie. In the bottom we have Sam, Lydia, and Arietti. Now I'm gonna say Sam was in the bottom, but last time Mr. Blackstone really had a thing for Sam. So I'm wondering, is he going to judge him fairly? We'll find out. All right.
Yeah,
so let's start first. First, we have Now, he was pretty bad about Anya last week. I was surprised he didn't use the N-word. I'll be honest with you. So I'm going to have my finger on the bleep button.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Here we go.
Anya Nerve really came out looking like a rejected Power Rangers villain.
Is that it?
That pause was for Robert to make another tired Pokemon joke. Kenny.
Robert, I want the record to show that I did not say that, okay?
And Power Rangers and Pokemon are very different things.
No, you're right. I know. I don't care about that. I did not make that joke.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to be in big fucking trouble.
Anyway, the hot pink latex is giving Lisa Frank dominatrix, and those shredded accents scream tacky like a Vietnamese twink running from Jeffrey Dahmer's house.
Okay, all right.
That hood is not fashion, honey, and you would think Anya would know a thing or two about the hood.
Holy fucking shit. Nathan, what is wrong with Mr. Blackstone?
He covered a lot of territory there. I mean, Robert caught a stray.
Yeah, Robert caught
Jeffrey
a stray
Dahmer got
there.
involved. And then
Yeah.
the thing with the hood was a little bit much. Joe, I know you don't watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but there is a housewife on that show who says that her father used to live like down the road from Jeffrey Dahmer, and he would always smell bad smells from his apartment, and he was like, I'm not going anywhere near there. I don't think it's true.
You don't think it's true?
Oh, I'm sure some people had that experience, but I don't know if Mary Cosby's father had that experience.
Oh, yeah.
Wild.
Harmona Lisa is giving us cotton candy couture, but unfortunately, that bitch has got diabetes, and now so do we.
Wait, did he say diabetes?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't even know if that makes any sense.
The ruching is sloppy. The flowers look like they were hot glued with her blood sugar, and the whole thing screams mother of the fried chicken. By the way, that wig, less shake and go and more shake and bake. Eat a salad, Tubby.
I thought she looked nice.
I thought she looked fine.
She looked really good.
Mr. Blackstone is just a fucking hater. I don't know.
Now
what to
that he
say.
knows what a shake and go wig is, he's just going to use that every week.
Yeah, it's going to be his thing then. Now that he's learned what do you think he watches the show?
No, but I think he listens to this podcast.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So, what did you think of the outfit?
Yeah, I thought she looked good. I mean, she kind of does the same thing every week.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the feel I have as a viewer.
Well, when you're heavier, you always going to look kind of matronly when you try and dress up. So when you do glam, you're just going to look matronly and like.
She always ends up looking like the fairy godmother from Shrek 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good comparison. She does look like that. Yeah. All right, let's move on to Susie Toot. Here we go. Who actually landed up winning the challenge. Now,
not off this look, though.
Yeah, she's a clown. So I don't know if Mr. Blackstone's really into clown. Let's find out.
Susie Toot rolled in like a fucking deranged birthday clown. She heard Party City was going out of business and showed up on the last day to buy the leftovers. I haven't seen such a Harlequin fail since Gaga in Joker Folie à Deux. The Harlequin bodysuit is giving shitty Precious Moments figurine. The oversized balloon sleeves are pure chaos. And the tulle accent scream Pinterest cringe. Can someone please pop those balloons and tell Melissa Manchester that this time it's okay to cry out loud?
I don't even. This is one that went above my head, if I'm being honest with you.
The Don't Cry Out Loud song. I know that song.
Okay.
I don't know who Melissa Manchester is. Does she sing it?
I don't know. Maybe she does. This is a question for Taylor the Latte Boy.
It's from the Boy from Oz musical. I know that much.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, and now Lady Gaga's catching strays.
Lady Gaga, he's on fire today. Every week.
He never misses a week.
Well, look, he's been negative about Anya. He's been negative about Harmona Lisa.
Yeah.
Called her the mother of the fried chicken. Told
don't get
Anya
that
that she should know a thing or two about the hood. Susie, too, called her a fucking deranged clown. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to hear what he has to say about Sam Starr, who last time he was very flattering of Sam Starr. I don't know. But she was in the bottom this week. Here we go.
Sam Starr swept in like the Snow White showgirl these other...
Wait, I can already tell he just sounds happy.
Snow White sends up a red flag for me.
Yeah.
queens wish they could be. While the others flailed in Party City chaos and cock couture, Sam
Okay, we already know who he's talking about there.
delivered
He's getting
full
a few shout outs.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
60s Vegas fantasy before all the DEI hires.
Does Vegas showgirls get DEI hires?
You wouldn't have thought, but yeah.
Yeah.
She's peacocking in a feathered headpiece that screams opulence and a corseted bodysuit that hugs in all the right places. She's serving Marilyn Monroe if she were a pink flamingo. And honestly, the rest of these girls should take notes because this is how you do camp and glamour.
Okay.
Du machst unsere Rasse stolz, meine Königin.
Oh, I don't know about that bit.
What? Well, it sounded like he was speaking German. I want Carlo from Germany, my friend from Germany. If you hear that, could you tell me what he said? God, I hope it's not racist. I really hope it's not racist.
Yeah.
Please let it not be racist. Okay, we'll have to report on hopefully before we do Alaska Thoughts, Carlo can get back to me on what he said.
Or, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we cut it. I don't know. But I actually thought she didn't look that great, which is why I'm kind of shocked that Mr. Blackstone was so complimentary. I thought...
I mean, I think he kind of said in there why. A little bit of a... Not even a silent dog whistle. All right. I'm just going to move on. Let's go to Lydia. What do you think I think of this?
Oh, I don't know. He might like it.
All right, here we go. What, Chino?
That was Chino snoring, yes.
If you want someone to come out here and make a bunch of tired jokes about cocks and balls, hire that walking STD Carson Kressley. Next.
Oh, I think that... I think he's not doing that one.
Speaking of Carson Kressley.
Yeah. Speaking of Carson
You know, I do
Kressley.
miss when Carson used to come on and do reviews of the looks.
Is he not on the show this season, or what's going on?
On our show, not the show.
When he used to come on our show. Oh, yeah. What did he... I'm being honest, I don't remember. What did he used to do?
He would just make a lot of cock and ball jokes.
Oh. Well, that's why we don't have him. What were your thoughts on this look?
I mean, good on her for trying to always do a concept, but I don't think it was necessary.
It looked good for what it was trying to be, but it was just so childish and on the nose and whatnot. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. But Mr. Blackstone obviously wasn't a fan. He wouldn't even cover it. All right, let's go to the last one. Ariette. Here we go. Now, Ariette ended up being eliminated, but she got saved or something. Here we go.
Ariette showed up like a producer whose movie was nominated for an Oscar.
Oh.
Unfortunately for us, that movie is Amelia Perez.
Oh.
Speaking of Oscar, the only Oscar she's getting close to is the cholo that dumped his seed in her mom at a Y2K party.
Y2K?
Okay. Who's bringing up Y2K in 2025? Oh, that's probably how old she is or something like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's look. At first I thought he was flattering the outfit. I was like, oh, an award show.
Then
it took a
Amelia
turn.
Perez.
Yeah.
This bitch stomped in serving pink Satan at the Met Gala. The vinyl cape is more car upholstery than couture, and we all know how much those Mexicans love their lowriders. Now,
What? Is Ariette even Mexican?
I don't know.
let's talk about those devilish spikes. They look like they were cut out with kindergarten scissors. I heard this bitch got lucky with the badonkadonk. Oh, surprise, surprise. Another wetback got to stay here because of a wetback.
Oh my God, Mr. Blackstone, Nathan, you look shocked.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, you don't know what that means.
No, but I don't know if I do want to know.
Wetback is a very offensive term for an illegal immigrant, a Mexican undocumented person.
Oh.
Yeah. I know I said illegal immigrant. I'm sorry. Mr. Blackstone creeped in for me first. That's even offensive to say now. Yeah, it's for an undocumented Mexican person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Blackstone, like, here's the deal, guys. Like, I did try having a talk with him, but his point was like, well, have you gotten one negative email about him? And I'm like, no.
People love him, which is just so
it's
sad.
positive. So he's like, what's the problem? So
I thought Ariette did look good. I thought it was a great
you know,
look.
the only person he likes is this Sam Starr, and we can guess why.
Yeah.
But the other, like Susie Toot is white, I think, right? But I don't know what she is. He's like a lot of them. She's Acacia Forgot has not been on. What do you think he'll think of Acacia Forgot?
Oh, I don't think he'll like her.
Yeah, because she's not cute enough for him. Yeah.
It's just this Sam Starr that he's got a boner for.
Yeah, all right. Back on the main stage, Anya Nerve, Harmona Lisa, and Susie Toot are placed in the... Oh, wait, sorry. Bring back my girls. All right, back on the main stage, Anya Nerve, Harmona Lisa, and Susie Toot are placed in the top, while Ariette, Sam Starr, and Lydia Butthole Collins are in the bottom. Later, Susie Toot is named the winner of the challenge, while Lydia B. Collins and Ariette are placed in the bottom two, forcing them to face off in a lip-sync battle for their lives. The song, Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind, and Fire. In the end, Lydia has told Shantae, you stay, while Ariette was asked to sashay away. However, like previous episodes, Ariette was given a chance to pull a lever. If she pulled the lever, that dunk machine... Wait. If the pulled lever dunked Michelle in the tank, then she would win a place back in the competition. In the end, Michelle fell into the tank, much to Rue's delight, and won Ariadne another chance at the crown. Nathan Patrick Brown, any final thoughts on the episode?
Good for Susie. Who would have thought that Susie 2 would be the front runner? And she's the one that I'm liking the most, which I'm shocked by, but good for fucking her. And yeah, she won based on performance, not the look, but who cares? And I think Acacia maybe should have been in that third top spot instead of Hormona, maybe. And good for her. She's doing better than I thought as well. And that's all.
Yeah, in the Meet the Queens episode, wasn't Lori on it?
Mm-hmm.
And we stupidly and famously did not, because of time, did not do our picks for this year. But I think Lori may have saved us because I think she said, and congratulations to the winner, Susie Toot. And we all laughed.
I thought stupid Lori. What
and
does she know?
Stupid Lori with her stupid jokes.
Meanwhile, I think I had Joella as like in the top 4 or something. So what the fuck do I know?
You text me. I never picked, so I can't play.
Oh.
Any other final thoughts there, Nathan?
No. What about you?
No, I think this was a pretty, we covered everything. Pretty standard episode. I don't think we really have, pretty straightforward there.
Oh, great.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next week and every week as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. So for Nathan Patrick Brown and myself,
sashay away until next week.
Thank you for listening to Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. You can also email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ+ content, support us over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. This podcast was produced by Luke Stamen. You can follow Nathan Brown over on Instagram at NathanBrown90. Follow Joe Betance on Instagram at Joe Betance. Special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters: April Pacheco, Astute Girl, Brad Coley, Derek Byers, Doofus Maximus, E. Smith, Effie Wap, Emma, Phil Skit Pony, Blind Suki, Humble Pie, J. Thomas Plank, Kathy Zender, Katie Whitmire, Lauren Eckert, Lucy Carrasco, Luke Stamen, Mary S., Mike Yeager, Nikki Baker, Nikki Pettit, Polly, Poppy Woods, Ricardo Herrera, Runner Brandon, Sarah Yu, Tom Bombs, Travi Cosmos, and Troy Anderson. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.